And welcome back, everyone, on the Decoder channels. Tonight we have a special guest, DASSCRUB from GARF. GM, Debro, how are you doing?
GM, how's it going, everyone? Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. So yeah, we talk about GARF on Asset-Superspace that we did together, and since then, yeah, I wanted to dig into it and have like go a little bit deeper, like just personally, just question just for you, tailored for you, because that's definitely interesting. And yeah, like the meme coin mania is still high, so yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was good. Nice reconnecting with you again on the Asset Dash
Yes, it was
space.
cool.
It
Yeah.
was really nice, especially learn about their platform, and whatnot. And yeah, I appreciate the time here. And let's chat, man. It's
Yeah.
good seeing you again.
Asset Dash Super Swap, it's awesome. It's another awesome product, and yeah, has element holders, like getting some Memecoins token here and there. That's dope.
Hey, it's a cat mania, right? Cat meme coin.
Yeah, is there cat bundles on it? I didn't
There is a
check.
cap. Yeah, there's a cat bundle. I asked how could we get
Yes,
incorporated into there? So, we're trying to work through it, see if it's something that we could potentially get in a little bit later.
that I'm pretty sure it could be a good match. So yeah, like one soon enough, you will have like 30,000 different meme coin on SuperSwap, and GARF will be one of them.
Yeah, we'll see. As a community token, it's kind of tough coughing up the the LP that's needed or required for it.
Oh,
But we're
oh,
gonna see what we can do.
okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's some LP requirement. Oh, fair enough. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
But
there's
okay.
well,
Yeah.
they need some type of tokens to give out as rewards, right? And those
Mm,
that reward pot needs to come from the community who's
the
going to
LP.
be
Mm.
getting those rewards out. Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so but we can start with that, right? Like, okay, now first let's introduce yourself to the Decoders community and the people who don't have the chance to know you yet, and then we go into GARF history because that's definitely interesting.
Yeah. So hey guys, DASSCRUB here. I'm part of just the GARF community, but
Mhm.
been in crypto space for quite a bit. Ran into Vince before, met him in person through DGods. So it was really
Yeah, we
nice
are
to
Decoders.
reconnect here. Yeah, just another community member, part of GARF.
And like, so did you had like a well position in GARF, or you were early buyers or invested community members?
Yeah, So you know what happened. So the way I got engaged with GARF was all the original founder. Not going to name him. He doesn't need the publicity anymore. But that original founding on X, and yeah, I started digging into it. And I was like, oh, GARF cartoon,
Mm.
newspaper, comic book strip. I always read it as a kid. It's meme season. It's coming in. Let me just keep an eye. So I put it in my log, or you know checking to see when a token called GARF was being deployed. And yeah, I found a
Mm-hmm.
deployer wallet. So I checked the contract and looked at the contract and found went through the metadata, found the Telegram. So I was like, all right, let me hop
Okay.
into the Telegram, see what's going on, and see what these guys are cooking up. Guys, I think I was like one of the first 10 people in there. I was like, hey, what's going on, guys? They're like, how the hell do you? I was like, you left the stuff in the metadata. It's in there for I checked it out. I just hopped in, and they're like, oh, good call. We didn't even think about changing that. So they were like, I was like, yeah, can I get some of the airdrop? And they're like, yeah, we'll add you in there. We'll add you in there. And I never got the airdrop. I still didn't get the airdrop they gave after the token was deployed. But after the token was tradable,
What the fuck?
I jumped right onto what's that?
Oh no, the airdrop. I was reacting to that. I think there is a slight delay. That's.
Man,
Can you hear me?
yeah, it's tough. Maybe I can hear you just fine. Both of our videos
Okay.
are
Okay.
my view. Let me see if I could drop the video. Maybe that's a little bit better.
Yes. I think so.
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
at least I don't see your lips moving, so then it's less desynchronized. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You can,
Exactly.
yeah. You can upload your GARF PFP if you want, so you have some branding. But yeah,
You know,
that's fine. If you don't have it, it's fine.
yeah, I don't have
Yes,
that thing on handy on me.
that's okay. It's okay. It's all good. Is that better? Like, can you hear me? Yeah, 1, 2, 3 test?
Yeah, I can
No,
hear you
maybe
just
not.
fine. Yeah,
Okay,
your voice is
cool.
fine. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, let's try it that way. That's sad. It's just gonna be my big head on camera, but that's okay. Fair enough, we can manage.
It's
Okay, so
it's
yeah, like
nice.
the the unfortunate non-airdrop from GARF, and then like you bought out on the secondary market.
Yeah, so when it was tradable, I was hawking it, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I got in a little bit early. So I was able to see once it was tradable,
Mm-hmm.
just checking Bird Eye and checking Jupe and all that stuff. And I saw that it was tradable. So I was like, all right, I'll throw some money in it and see how it goes. Started going really well, right? And then, I started reaching out to the developer because when I was in there, the original developer, he goes by name Mark. Mark was in there, and being technical, I was just like, hey, if I can help you with anything, let me see how I can help you from a technical
Mm-hmm.
perspective. I was giving them some feedback on the original website that they had. I was like, can we do this? Let's try to add some of the branding. Let's do some of this. If there's anything I can help with, let me know. So I was in constant communication with Mark, and I started looking up who Mark was. So I actually found him, doxed him, found him on LinkedIn, found his company that he actually has, Juice Lab Vendors. And
Mm-hmm.
I started looking into it, and it's actually a Web3 company who makes, engage to earn type of software for different projects that are out there. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, if this were to be a rug, there's still going to be some regulatory, issues tying back to him, to his company. So let me throw a little bit more in here, because he was doxxed, and I was like, I felt fairly confident that there wasn't going to be anything going on that was fishy, because when they originally deployed it, they added the LP into Radium and they actually burnt it. They also revoked the contract, so the metadata and the contract can't be changed. So they did everything right, and when they first launched it was going good, and then you had that initial pump and then initial dump, and a few people that were in there, we were just like, well, screw it. Everything looks good so far. We're just going to buy more. So we ended up buying, a bunch more. And the token started to stabilize, started going back up again. And everyone's like, oh, crap. We thought this was a pump and dump. And we're like, oh, well, we got community conviction here. We're going to keep this going. The developer's good. He's building. He's communicating. The original founder was communicating with us. And everything looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kept grinding, and then the developer was doing some spaces with us early on, giving us some details about the roadmap because the website wasn't even created yet. And he's like, yeah, we'll have a roadmap coming out soon, and like next couple of days, within 2 or 3 days, a website was created, and then they started doing airdrops, and they were giving airdrops to people who had GARF. And they were actually going out, like everything was on chain. You could see everything on chain going out to the different wallets. And we're like, damn, this is moving quick, right? I mean, everything was going pretty good with the developer and the communication, the spaces. And then I started tracking wallets. So I went back, started tracking wallets, and it was when they came out with the tokenomics on their website. They came out like a pizza. And in the pizza,
Mm-hmm.
they had the different tokenomics on, what was going to the team, what was going to charity, what was going to here, what was going there. So I started tracking and see where that was after it was distributed to the deployer wallet. And I started seeing some fishy activity. So I just gave it a couple more days and, started tracking it, found it actually some of this going to like a Coinbase wallet. So I reached out to the original founder in a DM because I didn't want to freak anybody out. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? I know that it's expensive to run a project, but, here's some transactions that look a little bit fishy to me. And it's okay that you take some money, right? Just be a little bit transparent on where that money's going, so we feel more confident into the project. And he didn't answer me. So I was like, what the heck? So I reached out to the developer. I was like, hey, do you know anything about these transactions? He's like, I don't know anything. He's like, actually, I don't have access to the wallets. And I was like, well, but you were one of the ones who helped with the airdrop. How do you not have access to the wallets? He said, well, the founder actually dumped a bunch of tokens into a wallet for him to deploy as part of the airdrop. And he deployed all of the airdrops. And I validated that through the chain. And I was like, damn, okay, this is getting a little bit more fishy. I'll just keep tracking these wallets. And I found about 100 grand within a day that went to a Coinbase.
Damn.
I was like, oh, damn, going to the Coinbase. I was like, this can't be a rug. Somebody this stupid can't be sending this money to a centralized exchange where you KYC. So I was like, let me give this guy the benefit of the doubt, give him a couple more days to respond to me before like I start, looping in and, talking to some of the whales that I knew that were in there because, they're the ones that, put a lot of money in. So I was like, a couple days go by, still nothing. Right. And I was like, bro, this is like to the founder. I was like, bro, this is getting a little bit serious, right? I mean, you're taking quite a bit out now. I'm not getting no responses. If it's a rug, it's a rug. Just, be transparent. Just tell me the truth. And, I must have triggered him because he's like, man, F you, this project is a rug, I've been rugged before, blah, 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 saying all this stuff. I was like, all right, dude, I didn't mean to trigger you, right? If it's not a rug, it's not a rug. Just tell me what the hell the funds are for. Didn't answer me. So I was like, all right, I got to go to the whales. I got to let them know, hey guys, it's a little fishy. I don't know how to handle it. You do your own research and make your own advice. So just kept tracking it again. And then all of a sudden more and more kept going out. I was like, all right,
Jesus.
I'm going to just buy some more, buy more every time it dipped. I was like, I know it's the developer throwing it out there, but if we can get enough tokens, we can make this a community takeover and we can finally get them out. So we ended up, a lot of the whales ended up just buying and kind of stabilizing the price. And then the news snapped of, hey, this shit was a rug, right? Eventually it was going to come out. They're very intelligent, smart people here in Web3 that know how to track, look at the chains, look at SolScan, see where everything was going. And there was a lot of questioning going on. And so when that news broke, there was a few of us in the Telegram at the time, and the founder tried to clear all my chats. It cleared all the chats that I had from a PM with him within Telegram. And, I'm in the cybersecurity space, so I'm pretty used to dealing with, criminals being within the fraud side of things. So I ended up screen recording the entire message because I figured eventually it was either going to be deleted or, something. And I wasn't getting involved because I know the amount of money that was taking as a federal offense could tie back to me having conversation with them, protect myself, CYOA. I had all this shit, I have all this ammo to prove that I was not involved from the founder taking the shit. So he ended up deleting me for a little bit, and in the community, the developer was still there, so he was still chatting with us, still saying he was no involvement, he was actually rugged, he had no idea what was going on. So again, I felt like it was weird, right? Because the developer was there, it just the founder and who deployed the token, the influencer, took the shit. So I think this is a really weird dynamic. So I ended up starting working with the developer again. I said, who is this guy? Do you have any information on him? Do we know who he is? Because, I have his Coinbase wallet address. I have this Binance wallet address. I have everything that if I were to submit to the federal regulatory authorities, that there was enough that they would find out who he is right through the exchanges. So I ended up not, going that route, but there are other people in the community that have lost some money that are working to bring justice from a legal perspective, working with lawyers and whatnot. So unfortunately, I think he messed with the wrong crew, right? There's a lot of people in here that have a lot of money that are okay going to get lawyers and all that stuff and have this information that I was able to provide that could, dox who this guy is. And we know who he is. We have all of his information. We found his Instagram. We found his family. We found his gym. We found all sorts of stuff. But it wasn't a physical threat, right? It was more of we're taking this to bring justice for the other people in the community who lost money. So really the intent was really to just, get our money back into the project and reestablish it. But so after all that, right? We when the news broke that day, the few whales that we were in there, we were deciding, like, okay, are we okay running this? Are we all okay disbarring and taking cut our loss and leaving? And we were all like, just screw it. Let's just hang out and see how a community goes, right? Because the community, there's a bunch of people in there that were so active. They were just all about GARF. They were just talking about it. They always brought it to the engagement side of it. And when the founder, he deleted our socials, so we ended up going through another Twitter. So this is the new X that you had up there. The website domain, all that stuff, it was owned by the developer. The update authority on the NFT collection, it's going to all the royalties are going to the Ruggers wallet. Then everything was just crazy, right? So we ended up. I started looking through the channels, like how much more GARF or liquidity does this guy have that he can continue to dump on us, right? And so I ended up working with a few other projects and as their developers to help me go through these wallets, comb through them to see how much he had left, if anything. And we decided that, we came to the conclusion that he didn't have much, if anything, left. So at that point, it was free market, community owned this project, and we were comfortable with investing our time, investing are the resources that we have, investing our expertise to kind of continue to kind of drive this project forward. And that's kind of where we are, right? So, some of the due diligence, that we did, we combed through all the contracts. We confirmed that the liquidity was burned. We checked to make sure that the contract was revoked. We're working on getting the update authority for the NFT collection that was dropped out. So that was another thing that they did. They were doing they were pumping out so much stuff. It was like, how could this possibly be a rug? Like I feel like they've been working on it forever. It was interesting. So they had an NFT collection. They had a mint. It was a free mint. People only had to pay the platform fee and the gas to get it. And so we looked at the update authority. That's still owned by the developer, or by the Rugger, but the developer actually has access to update the authority. And with the Solana congestion, the developer kept throwing some arguments to Solana to get that wallet's updated. But with the congestion, it's just we couldn't do it. It just kept failing.
Yeah.
So now that the patch was just rolled out yesterday, we're going to attempt it again tonight. But if we can't get it updated, we do have plans to either remint. So I found the artist who did the art. I asked the artist, I said, what was the deal here? Right. I knew the deal of the royalties that were supposed to be paid to the artist. I said, just out of curiosity, when this guy left, did he give you anything? Because I know you didn't get paid for the art. And that's not fair. And he said he sent me a screenshot. He sent me his wallet address, and there was $161 in Sol that the founder sent him, before deleting all of his shit. So I was like, okay, it's still not enough from an art perspective. So we're going to take care of the artist a little bit later when we get established and we get the royalties. But we also, we have plans if we can't get this update authority for the NFT collection. I do have the art, so we can either remint it. I've been we're going to have a community vote. There's a few options that we could do. We could have, because there are a lot of people who are sniping GARFs that they wanted. And we would feel bad if they spent, I think it ran up to 0.1 Sol for a free NFT collection. That's not bad in a week. So there were some people that were sniping that, we feel that, if they are, legit GARF and they love GARF, we want to make sure that they get their NFT that they minted, right? So what we might do is we might scrape all of the NFT information from the metadata, the image, the person who owns it, from some APIs that we found, and then redistribute them right after we get them onto an authority that we actually own, and have the royalties go to our multi-sig that we set up in the beginning stages of this community takeover.
Okay.
So we did set up a multi-sig. We have about 3 different community council members that are managing the squad's multi-sig wallet. And so yeah, I mean, we've been doing some pretty good things here.
That's awesome, man. Like, I didn't expect that. What a journey for Memecoins. That's cool.
Yeah, it's I'm technical in nature. I wanted to learn about it. With the the regulatory requirements here in the US, I didn't feel comfortable or confident deploying my own token. And it just so happened that this token kind of needed some support. So as a community member, I can see where I can lay some support to actually keep this project afloat. So, so I get the benefits of helping run the project without actually deploying that token. So I don't have any security regulatory requirements that I need to abide by because I didn't deploy the token.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. What was the amount of money stole by the dev?
There was quite a bit. So, like I said, I found $100,000 just in one day,
Yeah.
and he did that. He did that multiple days. So there was a $70,000 transaction, a 30, and a 20, and they all went to a
Jesus.
Coinbase wallet. That was in one day. So there was multiple days of that. So that gives you a good idea of the amount of money that was taken.
Rugger's gonna rug, right? But I mean, like, you're maybe in a better position now that it's a community takeover, and basically for every new holders that you have done, like, the due diligence of cleaning up everything, so it's safe to ape into GARF now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, do your own research, right? I mean, it's still a community token. I did create a new website, so I purchased a new domain. I deployed the new website, so we own and control that. With the old site, I needed to update the roadmap, but we wanted to keep that same vision because that roadmap was really solid with the end goal of having multiple engage to earn things with the project, but there's some things that we need to do in order to get there, right? Part of it's the NFT collection. Part of it's we need to have a governance platform, right? We're a community project, so our community governance platform, sort of like how Jupe is, where the launchpad is the LFG launchpad. So I have a developer that I trust that I've been working with. So I work for a global software company in real life job. So I have quite a bit of friends that actually do development. But not necessarily within Web3, but friends that want to learn how to develop and learn Solana and Bitcoin and things like that. So there is a learning curve there, so it's not as pumped out as quick. But we do have the 18th is the day that our governance platform should be completed, to where the community council can go in there and set up a test vote where the amount of GARF that you have is going to be the weight of your vote. And that's going to allow the people who really have that community conviction of GARF, who own a lot of GARF, to really help drive and steer the community in the direction of what they would like for the project as well.
That makes sense. Do you want to use Realm? Because that's what we do
for the governance platform. So we have a fresh governance platform being created ourselves.
So you're deving your own
future plans that. Yeah, it's off chain. So originally it's going to be off chain at first, right? It's just going to be leveraging some database hosted by Heroku. That's going to do some off chain stuff. Eventually we would like to bring it on chain. We wanted to make it off chain at first because audit costs are ridiculously expensive, and to make sure that our holders feel confident in the project, we just don't have the money for an audit, right? And when you start messing around with that much amount of GARF, to make those holders and make those users feel confident, I think an audit would make sense. But we have some future plans with the GARF governance platform. There's a large community takeover council that we got invited to, which is called the Round Robin or the Robin Hood Community Council, where there's a few different projects that got rugged. And we would like to offer our governance platform to those guys, so they can have at least a formula, or at least a platform where they can leverage, like we are, to do some community votes on where they would like to steer their community takeover project as well. So obviously we would like to have some revenue off of that, right? So maybe we'll get some kickbacks based off of the voting power, or whatever it might be. We'll incorporate some fees that we can get some revenue out of, but it's a future looking, maybe a V2 of the governance platform.
That makes sense. That's dope. Okay, so is that like is that part of your roadmap that have to, like, kind of a SaaS, or like what? And what are the other item of the roadmap?
Yeah. So there's a few, right? So the first couple are just kind of housekeeping stuff. Right? The first one is really broadening the community. right? We want to continue to broaden our community. So we have some basic roadmap stuff, but there was no end date for that, right? I think it's more of a program where it's not a project. It never ends broadening our community. So we're going to have some enablement sessions. We threw some early on enablement sessions on how to raid, right? And being able to get the best reach when we do our raids, the best time of the day to raid, how to raid, what kind of influencers to hit, things like that, so people can learn how to make a major impact with a small mighty community. But to continue to broaden that, right? And there's some things that we have, but broaden the community is the first one. The second one is updates on GARF, right? So being that we're community takeover, right? You may go to Dex Tools today, right? You'll see that it actually links you out to the Twitter page that was suspended. It might also take you out to the old domain. There's other tools out there that the original founder and developer may have had our socials on, right? Where a good one is SoulScan, right? Because of the way SoulScan takes the socials and the website, it actually comes from the metadata, and because of our contract's metadata is revoked, we can't update it. So I ended up working with SoulScan, where they actually released a new process on being able to help community takeover projects where they can get their socials updated. So I was working with those guys. We submitted the form, we filled out the form. And then they threw out some new UI stuff. So I don't even know where the socials are anymore with their new UI. But our application is in there to get updates. But the whole updating part is really just, if a community member sees that our information is incorrect, they're empowered to go out and try to fix it, right? And one example is this Dex tool. Some community members don't understand that some of this stuff costs money. Right. And Dex tool says, yeah, sure, we can update your stuff, but it's going to cost, 6 SOL. It's $1,000 to update some stuff, where it's data entry. Right. So, we have about, $1,300 in our community multi-sig wallet that was donated by our generous, community. But I mean, it's not a high impact, thing that's going to really change us. Right. So we really want to continue to save and kind of put some nest eggs away within our community wallet so we can use it for like real good things. So eventually, if there's a good run in a token and I get some good profits, shit, I'll take it out and I'll update it. Right. I did that for the deck screener. I think it was only $100 to do deck screener. But just wanted to let the community know that we are updating the stuff. Right. But some of the stuff takes time, it takes money, it takes effort. And we don't have the money, right? We're community takeover. The money that we do have is donated from people who got stolen from, right? So even those donations that we have is really generous, and it gave us at least a cushion that if we got into a no shit moment, at least we had something that could help us out. But everything from the domain, the technical stuff, the artist, that's coming all out of the community council's personal pockets, just to continue to kind of push us through.
And why not redoing everything? Like, what's the why just scrapping everything and redoing everything?
Crapping everything in means by the token.
It's like the liquidity, right?
I'm not deploying a token.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not deploying a token.
Yeah.
You get into the securities. Not saying that it would, but I mean, there's millions of tokens that are deployed all day long, and I'm okay putting my brand on there for a community takeover as an attempt. I'm not putting my name as a project founder.
That
right?
makes sense. Okay.
I'm still also learning myself.
Makes sense. Okay, so in terms of like community building, like how do you attract new holders? How do you get eyeballs on the project? Like what's your workflow there?
Yeah, so we have a really awesome partner of ours, Bonfa. You may or may not heard of them. They did create a engage to earn bot, which very much fit with our overarching goals of having multiple engage to earn options.
Okay.
So Bonfa, when everything happened, Bonfa was actually one of the teams who we worked with from a development perspective. That was just a second pair of eyeballs on our contracts and the different wallets that were held by the founder, that also took a look at and ensured that if that founder had nothing, it wasn't anything significant. And after they confirmed themselves that they felt confident enough that they wanted to invest in us as a partner project, is that they allowed us to use and be the first deployment version of their Bonfa app. And their Bonfa app is actually a tool. It's in Telegram that you got the typical raid shield, right? Where you can raid a shield, shield a raid and focus the efforts of the community on a particular raid. But we also have the option with the Bonfa app to pay out our raiders in the native token of GARF. So we pay our community out in GARF. So, it's, 100 so GARF, right? But, we're hoping that, if we get to a larger market cap, right, that 100 GARF now could potentially change, somebody in another country's life that, has just been putting in the time and effort to help us with our community growth and raids. And it's been working so well, right? You may or may not have been aware of the Garfield movie coming out this summer. So we did some target raids on the movie itself, the producer, some of the actors that were part of the movie, and we actually getting some engagement back from the producer.
Okay.
John Cena ended up actually following us at one point. Not sure if he still does, but he did follow us, and we created a funny meme with our artist with the can't see me meme, right? Just to try to get some engagement. And so we've been trying to target some of our raids and just get our eyes on us, whether you're a normie who's not part of crypto, who's just looking at the Garfield movie tweets, or you're, a seasoned, NFT or a crypto resource that, just happened to stumble along somebody like myself who says, hell yeah, GARF, let's do this thing, learn a little more about how you can earn GARF, right? You don't even need to buy it. You can earn it just by joining our Telegram. So it's one of the ways that we're able to, but things like this, right? So grateful for this, for allowing me on this platform that helps us get out there.
That's it's my pleasure, bro. And about the IP, like how does that works in using the IP of like a brand from Web2 to a Web3 collection, token, NFT, whatever? Is there any infringement? Like how does that works?
Yeah, so that's a really great question, and it was something that was actually a concern of mine initially when I started investing in it. And I chatted with the original developer. I said, what are your thoughts on this? How are you guys going to navigate it if you potentially, do get big and you do start to profit off it? Where, people who like, Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon and people who own this IP would like a cut of that, right? And he said we have some things in mind. So I was like, okay, I'll leave it at that. And then after the community takeover happened, I said, this is going to impact us very much if we do blow up. So let's take, let's grab the cat by the tail, right? and jump in and see how we can figure out how we can do this. So, I started doing some research. I reached out to actually John, who is the producer of the Garfield movie. But Sony Pictures is actually the one producing the movie, but they don't own the IP rights. Paramount and Nickelodeon and Paul's LLC actually owns the IP rights for Garfield. So I started poking around on the different pictures, and having some, industry expertise. I reached out to the Paramount Pictures within the legal department within their IP rights, and started, drafting up some emails and saying, hey guys, this is a community takeover project. I have no idea what the previous owner from an IP rights perspective, have asked to or got from a licensing perspective from you guys. But this is where we are today. This is how it is. Here's some of the sample images from the NFT collections. Here kind of how we're using the GARF name. And I think the only thing good that they have going for the original founder, they named it GARF and not Garfield, right? So if in fact that we don't get to the likeliness, right? There, if you think about it, we get brought to court, right? The likeliness, if it gets that far where we need to, we could rebrand the GARF image of this guy, right? We can just make him something else. It doesn't have to be Garfield where it's enough. So we did submit for the IP, seeing how we can even work with them, right? We're even cooperating with them. I'm not even asking for a full license, just understanding what we can and can't do as a community to be able to push this, because Garfield actually has a very large community base, right? Not just GARF, but Garfield, right? And when you're looking up Garfield and you're looking at the producer, what he likes, there's a lot of people that are doing their own drawings and making up a lot of things from around Garfield. So there might be some leniency within the Garfield IP rights, but to ensure that we're doing this properly, doing this right, we did reach out to Paramount, Nickelodeon, and Paul's to say, what the hell can we do, right? If we can't have a licensing, we'll scrap all this stuff, right? And what we'll do is we'll rebrand to this cat that you have in the background there, just enough from a likeliness perspective that we don't impact their brand, and we can continue to go on what we're doing because it's a GARF token, not Garfield.
Yeah. Okay.
A really great question.
That makes sense. Like, for example, you can imagine like you can do a lasagna box for the people who delivers lasagna, and if you use Garfield on that boxes, you're fucked.
Yeah. That's why we haven't deployed a lasagna token, or did maybe there's a GARF that's a dog that likes pizza, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's enough from a likeliness perspective where we can rebrand to continue to hold it. It's just I wanted to be transparent with the community that yes, there are some potential issues. This is what I have done. It's out of my hands right now. I'm waiting for a response, and if so, we do have a fallback plan of rebranding.
That makes sense.
Right? Just
that makes sense. And that's what that's what we mentioned in our Asset Super Space, right? When you mentioned that there is another project like Floss that was like launched by the same dev that work both, and the design is kind of the same, right? Like you can see the vibes, right?
Isn't it? Same artist. So he has So I ended up talking with the artist. I said, what other projects did you on? And he's on quite a bit, right? I not asking much, but I said, do you do Sloth? And he did Sloth. So I learned that myself. But yeah, they do look similar, very similar art styles for sure.
Yeah, but like then there's like the IP derivative stuff that you can, because if you draw orange cats, it's well, I don't know, because Garfield has like a proper design. Maybe they brand the design of Garfield, but you have the right to use an orange cat anywhere. Like like you said, like for example, if I show this orange cat AI based stuff, you can use that shit, I guess.
Yeah. So it's instead of Garfield, it's Garfus.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. His name's Garfus. It's short for
Makes
Garf.
sense. Okay, yeah, and even GARF as a brand works because it's not Garfield. Yeah. Cool.
It's the likeliness is arguable in court for sure.
So you can do.
Would we win? I don't know. But I don't even want to get there. Yeah. I'm not going up against Paramount and Nickelodeon, Florida.
Why?
Their pockets are much deeper than me.
Yet. It's coming, bro. Like you just need 2 billion liquidity on the secondary.
Exactly. Yeah. That's that. I love the positivity.
Do you have like is that the SPL 20 token or is that 22, or do you have a tax on it?
There's no tax on it. Nothing for selling it either. It's just we do have low liquidity, right? So those large buys, you if you are going to do a large buy, you definitely want a DCA.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're waiting for. We're hoping there's, like us, I provided what I could without, completely draining my wallet from a liquidity perspective. We do have some on our platform, but one thing what we wanted to do with our governance platform when we get it on chain is eventually do something like what Jupe did with locking them up, right? So maybe you can lock up your GARF. Say I have 1,000 GARF and I lock it up and I select I want to lock it up for 1 week, right? That'll give me a multiplier on my votes when I go ahead and do and I'll lock it up for a week, right? So doing things like that to help kind of take something out of circulation in a way. We're doing possibly another burn mechanism with a coin flip type thing. If you lose, maybe we'll burn half of it or something like that, just so we can get some of the tokens out of circulation for sure.
That's interesting. What's the supply again? Market.
So another good thing that they did early on was when it was a 10 billion token, and then when they hit 1.3 million market cap, they actually burned some of the supply, and we were like, holy shit! Like they're doing everything right, and they were doing everything right early on, and that's why why we were
Oh,
so.
hello.
I think that's why the community is so there, right? Because that you would like to see in a project.
Yeah, except taking liquidity out to Codebase. Did I lost you?
That son of a.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I think. Okay, cool. Okay, maybe we have a delay again. I don't know. But no. That's honestly that's amazing that you have built so far and came back from basically being a dead project, one more, to something tangible that still exists and still has maintained value. Because like, bro, like honestly, like the chart of the meme coin, it's kind of healthy. Like it's good. It's not a
It
random
is
shape.
very
It's
healthy. Yeah.
it's a good price action.
No. Yeah. I mean, we have some whales and some people taking profits,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's healthy, right? We need that in order to continue to grow the holder count because when we do get those pumps, we still have some of the people still taking some profits off the pump. So sometimes when we do have a decent pump, you'll see some that come back down. But it's not completely going out, right? There are a lot of people that like me, I just put them in the wallet and I haven't even looked at it, right? So it's we have a lot of that, and a lot of people said it's to moon or dust, right? So and being that we have enough holders within that same mindset, it's really helping with the price action of the token. It's just the liquidity is an issue for sure.
But how do you think you can attract more liquidity to the token when like everyone is jumping from one token to another, and like the more pre-launch you are, the more hype and speculation you have, and the more eyeballs you have, right? Like, how do you get more holders?
Yeah, so we are not in a position to add liquidity, right? So what we did early on was I created some enablement, right? So I know enough within a DeFi space on how to add liquidity, and people in the community were people who were like, hey, this is my first meme token. I was like, there's an opportunity here for enablement. Let's teach people what liquidity is, how to add liquidity. Not only how to add liquidity, right? Because we don't want to just tell them to add liquidity. It's all great, right? And help them with understand the risks. What is impermanent loss? Things like that we're able to attract people who are like, okay, yeah, I'll dabble around in it. Let me add some liquidity. Right. So we did some enablement and hey guys, here's some places where you can learn about the, impermanent loss. Here's where you can learn about the risks and the pros. Here's how we can help stabilize the GARF token. And there's still liquidity in there, right? But a lot of it is still from the liquidity that the original founder burnt. So I think we're a month old, right? 98% of that's a percent I just pulled out of my hat. A shit ton of meme tokens don't last longer than a week, right? We are now a month. And I think if we can continue to deliver and just instill trust within our community that we have, I think they'll feel much more confident in providing that liquidity. And I think a lot of people have, because it's such a low liquidity token, right? And we had such a crazy pump from 200K to 1.3 million. I think some of the people are like, well, I don't want to miss out on that, right? And if when you provide the liquidity, you will miss out on that. Not all of it, right? But some of it. So I think once we really start to provide a little bit more, right? Once we get this governance platform set up, once we get this NFT thing straightened away, we have NFT staking on the way, right? I'm working with another project. So I think when we start actually delivering and people actually see this, I think that'll also help, right? But it's really all about trust and transparency. If you feel confident, go ahead and stake it, right? Or go ahead and provide that liquidity. And I think just being able to create and establish that trust, and especially for whales, right? If there's an awesome whale that wants to come in to provide liquidity for us because they trust us, that is going to be a huge great, right? It's going to be a huge help. So there's things that we need to do, but we still have some things to prove to people.
That makes sense. And do you see a synergy between like NFTs and meme coins, where now we have like the SPL 404 to experiment with? And does that make sense for you?
So our I don't know the original intent. Well, I do. I think I do know the original intent of the NFT collection that they put out, because they have an engage to earn option where if you have your PFP as a GARF PFP, you'll eventually get paid out, and that was the original plan, right? You'll be able to get paid GARF for it. So creating an NFT collection was probably one thing of that, but also a revenue stream to be able to get some royalties into a wallet, whether they're big or small, whatever. It's still something. So from the NFT perspective, right now for us, it's literally just marketing. We didn't have to pay for it when we go raid on a raid. We didn't have to spend the amount of money that we need in order to get a specific raid meme, because we have an NFT collection that everybody can use their own NFT just to show the GARF. But as it continues to go, once we get it straightened out on the authority and the royalties wallet. We have the NFT staking. It's going to be a point-based system because the original intent, again, was staking the NFT for GARF. We don't have that GARF liquidity anymore, right? And those rewards have to come from something. So we're going to probably switch to, this is all going to be voted on, right? We're going to be voting on the system. So there's a few things that we could do from a staking perspective. One of the best options in my eyes, again, I'm only one person, is doing this staking for like lasagna points or, something. Pizza points, right? We want to diverge from the Garfield brand as much as we can. Maybe pizza points, but some type of point system where people can get gift cards or get bundles of funded from our community wallet. But it's going to be less expensive than one GARF per hour per NFT, right? It's going to be easier GARF in the points reward system where somebody can spend, 100,000 lasagna points to get some GARF. But also future looking, right? We want to be able to have maybe whitelist opportunities, maybe airdrop opportunities that people can spend their lasagna points on to be able to get it, right? So it's not going to cost us money. Good. The platform itself is already created, right? The Cami official NFT is my PFP on Twitter. They are actually, they have a SaaS-based staking point system that is created that they also let other communities use. And the way they continue to fund their project is take a small microtransaction fee, around 50 cents, out of when those people who stake use their platform and they stake in it, they take a microtransaction. So they're gonna, it's already created. We're just gonna rebrand it to GARF, GARF themed, and get throughout this NFT thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's much more than that. We'll see. Where it takes us. We'll see how it is. The whole point of the token is a meme token, not necessarily an NFT collection, right? And I think this is just something for fun, right? Where it would still draw people to do something that's not just a meme token. They have an NFT where they can collect stuff. They're all an NFT collection, right? There's a lot of people who like NFTs but don't necessarily dabble in the crypto space, and maybe this is a good transition for them because they can earn it, or they can use their lasagna points to get some crypto tokens. So there's things that we kind of been thinking about on the drawing board, but I mean, we're open, right? We're open to ideas. It's a community project, so if you have some cool ideas that we can really think about or toss around, we're all open for some design thinking.
Nice. That's cool. Like, I'm digging this like 4 SPL protocol stuff. I like the idea of linking NFT, but basically fractionalize NFT more easily than having a third party app basically to do it. At the protocol level, that's definitely interesting.
Do you see it?
Yeah, go for it.
Do you see any value or potential use case that GARF could leverage that technology with, right? Because I think the NFTs are not on that protocol right now. So if we do need to remint them, we can.
Exactly. So like if you are going into the remint direction, you can leverage that remint to change the protocol. Like for example, if you have a lot of whales and they want to take profit, it will be easier for them to unload their bag via the NFT than with the token. Because you swap back to the NFT, you sell one NFT that is worth like X amount of GARF. Instead of dumping like 1 million token directly to the market with like a 100,000 TVL.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that one. That's a pretty interesting concept. I'd have to. Yeah, let's talk more about that, man. So, is there a project that's currently doing that today that I could, dabble around with?
What's coming in mind is like the sniper, or like going into that direction with
Okay.
SPL 22 and 44. I think that's who I'm talking to right now. And they are, if you check their Twitter, they have launched 2 projects. I forgot the names, but and maybe the Mutamon, I think that did that too. I'm not sure 100%, but that's one of the for and there's like another one. Okay, let me check right now. Magic Eren.
And by sniper, you mean the marketplace sniper?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Tac. So yeah. So chat. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Mutamon is I'm gonna do that. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure it's a 4 token. Where is the socials? Okay, I don't have the socials. So I think that's a collection because like they want to evolve their Pokemon basically. And so that's how they do that too. Like something like that. I have to triple check it. And Twitter sniper. So what's the handle again? Sniper XYZ. What the fuck? Sniper Solana. Bro, like the search on Twitter sucks, man.
It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Solana. Come on. Yes, it's coming up. It's coming up. It's not coming up. Yeah, I will not gonna find it, obviously. What? Yeah, is that not Sniper XYZ?
Let me check it.
Sniper. Yeah, and if I can spell it, yeah, okay, it's that. Soul Sniper, fair enough. I can't even spell it correctly, bro. That's why Twitter is not efficient. Boom, runes. We don't care about runes. Sniper, nope. Yes. Okay, I will not find it. Okay, so it's they're making like too much tweets. I can't find it, but too many tweets. But yeah, like they communicate like recently about that. So yeah, if you want that contact and add that DM, if you're interested, I can put it in a relationship. I can do the intro if you want.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even just to spitball some ideas, right? Because if we can't get this authority updated, in this last attempt, I think it definitely makes sense to say, okay, we're going that route of reminting, and okay, if we're going to remint, how can we do it right?
Exactly. That's I'm alpha thinking about that shit with decoders too, because we're gonna upgrade the art. We're gonna do V2 of the art, and if we swap, there is a high chance that it's a 4/4 attached to views. See, like able coins. I don't know if you know the meme coins, but yeah, hybrid DeFi 4/4 is the future of NFT, and Snapper is an undistributed home of hybrid DeFi. Yeah, they're cooking. That's gonna be because again, NFT market is dead. They want to attach it to a meme coin and having like leverage the power of Twitter acquisition and free marketing for meme coins using an NFT. That makes sense, right? Plus the liquidity and stuff. So yeah, I'll not find it, but yeah, like you get the idea.
Interesting.
Low-key bullish on 4/4.
I appreciate that nugget.
See? Stream is like brainstorming, man. It's a team brainstorming.
Yeah. One of the best experiences I had from a Web3 perspective was an in real life opportunity to be in NFT NYC.
It was crazy.
A couple of years ago. Yeah. And to be able to network with everybody, I mean, it was unbelievable, right? You learned so much in every way, in every direction you turned. You had a friend who loves the same topic of Web3 and NFTs and crypto as you, and it was information overload there. It was great.
Like it's refreshing, like to talk to the same nerds that you have done for like years on Discord and see them for the first time Arrow, it's
Yeah,
really powerful. That's for sure.
it is for sure, man.
Can you imagine like a GARF meetup at Memecoin NYC?
That would be spectacular. Yeah, maybe 2025. You know what I mean? It could, you never
Let's
know.
go.
This Garfield movie might bring a bunch of normies on. We don't know.
Or like you could like all of the events you can do with that IP. It's crazy, and you can be a fan club, or you can be like a crypto legend fat club of Garfield anywhere.
Yeah, no joking. I mean, there are legit clubs and like people who are hardcore about
Mm,
Garfield with on Twitter that I've been recently experienced, right? I recently found, and some of the stuff that the producer of the movie's liking and sharing and reposting, it's like holy crap! I didn't even like. You look at somebody's shelf, and their shelf is filled with Garfield stuff,
Jesus.
and they're doing so much things of Garfield. It's like it was just mind
Yeah.
blowing. It was just eye opening, right? Because I didn't realize that there was an untapped community of Garfield lovers out there that
Yeah.
could potentially come to the Garf token. Who knows?
That could be a play. Hey, bro, if you sell it as like Garfield not official
Official Garf.
token, yeah, exactly. But like
But we gotta play with it within the IP rights, right? So I don't want to continue going down that path more until we get the response from
that makes
Paramount
sense.
on the do's and don'ts, right? Because I don't want to put the holders and other people who invested into this project in a bad
Yeah.
spot. It's not my
I,
intent.
I'm not a lawyer, but basically, as soon as you're making millions out of it, you're fucked. Like if you were in a business or
There is
something, yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah.
Hello, yeah,
Yeah. So that's why we're
yeah.
going down the proper route.
That makes sense.
We have no problem rebranding, right? We
Mm,
don't have to
that
stay
makes sense.
as Garf and again
Yeah,
be a dog.
yeah. What matter is like the community members, right? Okay, do we have a
Yeah, and
delay?
it's interesting was the yeah
Yeah, we have a delay.
the producer, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. That's definitely interesting. I mean, if you get bro, like if you make a tweet, oh yeah, like we are backed up by Paramount, the token was gonna fly. Yeah, we have
Yeah, well, again, I'm waiting to see what we can and can't do.
yeah. And okay, so in terms of like meme coin industry, like what's missing right now to take the meme coin vertical into the next level and go away from gambling and serial ruggers to something I don't not less not more serious, like as fun like s- still funny to do, but like more maybe more less gambling. That's what it is right now.
I really started dabbling within the BTC world and the ordinals and the inscriptions and the
Hmm.
BRC20s. And I really thought that the BRC20 mint and how you inscribe a BRC20 was very interesting because it created a fair mint. And
Hmm.
with the runes coming out, there are some possible ways to slice out a piece of the overarching mint to a particular wallet where you can dice that out
Hmm.
to say, hey, this is for marketing. But I ran into a particular project that I found in BRC20 that is doing really well. They have a really great meme, but it's a community based token, right? And so
Hmm.
when we got to the point where we could talk to centralized exchanges, it was like, okay, great. Well, we need this, right? It was like, well, for Spotbot, we don't have the token. We're a community token, right? So I think runes really opens up an opportunity that you could have a fair mint, but you could also have some of those tokens that are set aside for potential use cases like a centralized exchange listing that's sitting in a wallet within a multi-sig that's controlled by other people
Okay.
or multiple people. So I think I think it's all about trust, right? So I think if a connection between how a rune and a BRC20 becomes a fair mint, but also allow the opportunity for like a community type multi-sig that can control and approve those use of those funds. I think
Hmm.
something like that could really take off from a meme perspective because everybody, I mean, A BRC20 doesn't support smart contracts. It's literally community driven, built from the ground up. So it was really interesting to see that concept and see how it's kind of playing over here in GARF as well, where we're kind of in that similar situation. But yeah, I think if we could, if there could be that fair mint with a potential multi-sig that's, available from a potential where, those holders of that fair mint could have a say or a vote to that multi-sig on how those funds are used. I think that'd be really cool. I think that could really help instill the trust. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And shit, I had. Damn, I blank. No, I blanked.
Wouldn't it be live, right?
Oh yes, we are so live, bro. Garfield on Bitcoin would be a banger. It's fucking orange. Everything is orange. It makes sense.
Yeah. Orange and Garfield, orange and Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be a good play, but again, to your point, once you start raking in some money, people are going to want their cut. So it's playing that game of who wants to deploy the token and then who wants to deal with it in the aftermath if it does get that big.
VPN, and then you create a DAO, and then it's the DAO.
There is enough disperse. Yeah, there's enough ways.
And you're in security, come on. You can hide your IP and stuff. Like, you know how to do that. You're not a script kiddie.
There's a lot more than an IP that needs to be hidden. That's for sure.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like your face on stream, for example.
Exactly.
But that it's. But I mean, like, okay, so. In terms of regulation, like the SEC is not coming after you if until you are Yuga Labs, right? I mean, Yuga Labs need to go down before it's going into every fucking Memecoins that popped every Tuesday, right? Like that, yeah. That is that. But yeah, that's true. Like in the US, it's kind of tricky to do anything.
Yeah, there's again, the Web3 and the crypto space has really blown up. Like in my in real life job, right, being in cybersecurity, going to different conferences, you just see the amount of tools that are being created to help track and identify different wallets. It automatically does it for you in a GUI where you don't even need to go through all the different manual wallets. It'll just blow it up on the screen for you and show you where all the shit went, and then that it ended up at a centralized exchange, or how did that wallet even get funded? Well, it came from this wallet that ended up coming from an exchange, right? It needed to be funded somehow for gas. So there's all sorts of different ways that it's just interesting, right? And also with the regulatory authorities like the FBI, things like that. There are people that are doing this for their job, right? They don't care about that big money, right? I mean, they do care, but there's also law enforcement that are building their ranks, right? That are working on small cases, that are looking into things like this. So for me, I definitely steering clear.
Okay. I can do shit with decoders then. Don't rank it up on me, bro.
Well, you're in somewhere. Are you in the US?
No, I'm in Malta.
You're out of here, so you're good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just need to. I never come to the US whatsoever.
I never seen you in the US, man.
Bro, the Kennedy Airport, the JFK Kennedy, like the JFK Airport sucks. It's crazy. It's too big. It's too long. It's really bad UX.
Yeah, and you can see downtown, and it takes like 2 hours, 3 hours to get there.
Oh my god. Jesus, NFT NYC, bro, like what the fuck? And then you spend like $1,000, you not even cross the border yet. Like the border, yeah.
The bridge,
fuck?
The bridges.
Yeah. Insane. But yeah, come to Rob, bro, so you can launch your liquidity pool on Bitcoin.
That's right. Have you dabbled around? Have you learned a little bit about runes at all?
So the only ordinals I have are like my BTC gods.
Okay.
With runes, so yeah, I understand this meme coin, but honestly, I'm trying to catch up with meme coin on Sol before even
Okay.
fucking going on BTC. I can see a bull run of NFT slash runes on BTC because it makes sense, because the ETF changed fucking everything, bro. Like, like the dominance is insane. They have the liquidity to send it to 1 million Bitcoin, whatever, half a million first. Okay, 100K first, but yeah, then half a million. Maybe there is a play. Maybe when you buy a runes, you buy Bitcoin on leverage.
You buy, yeah, you're buying even your rune and your ordinal is still technically Bitcoin, right? So it's not leaving the
Yeah,
Bitcoin chain. So, people want to hold Bitcoin, and
yeah,
all of that value and all of that fund continues to stay within Bitcoin, just in different parts of the
yeah, no,
ecosystem.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
that's kind of what drew me, because man, seeing some of these sales, I mean, I got a runestone, right, just for minting a fair mint of a meme token, of a BRC token. I got a $5,000 airdrop. It's insane,
yeah.
and there's people
No,
buying those
100%.
things all day, all the
Yeah,
time. It's just mind
yeah.
blowing, the amount of
The liquidity
liquidity that's in Bitcoin.
on runes is insane. Like, but do you think if NFT are cooked?
I'm a little sad about it, right? With the D gods being over there and the youth being over there. Yeah, I purposely left ETH. It was too rich for my blood at the time, right? I couldn't deal with the $200, $300, $400 gas fees to do anything within DeFi. So I ended up starting to kind of jump shift from ETH until D gods went back. But I mean, it's not looking good. But again, the market
Yeah,
moves in
yeah,
waves
exactly.
and in
Yeah, true.
cycle. I think eventually it'll come back, right? People will see, Bored Apes almost went into single digit ETH
That
numbers,
hurts.
right? So it was
Yeah,
tough, yeah. So, but other people see that as an opportunity, right? Who knows?
yeah.
I think it's just a cycle, part of the cycle.
Could be, yeah, it could be opportunity, or it could be catching a knife, right? So a falling knife. So yeah, it has to be high conviction blaze for sure. But yeah, do you see like a future cross-chain future for GARF or meme coins in general?
I think cross chain is 100% needed,
Yeah.
right? Not only from a usability perspective, but from an onboarding perspective.
Mm.
I mean, just navigating the different chains and trying to figure out how to bridge shit. I
Yeah.
mean, you have to have some sense to do that, right? And then, or at least to have the opportunity to sit there and learn it. And so I think what Wormhole is doing, I think is actually
Yeah.
very interesting, in the sense that they're trying to help broaden that. But yeah, I think multi-chain and cross-chain is definitely the future,
Mm.
because you got to think about each technology and each blockchain brings their own best of breed, right? And when you're able to tap into each of those technologies in some way, shape, or form, it's just going to only strengthen the overarching crypto space. So I think it's definitely needed, and in a direction that I think it's heading now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, so it goes like this bull run. That's gonna be definitely something to look at. Yeah, maybe miss some good opportunities on the runes. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there's a GARF rune. I don't know.
That would be cool.
We'll see what the gas fees are. We'll see
Yeah,
what the gas fees
yeah.
are.
Plus the mint fees and yeah. But if you can mint like your GARF on one block, that's mega, bro. Been there, done that.
I so I was reading a lot about. I'll send you the enablement video, but there's a really good video that explains how the actual technology works within the runes, and how you could do that,
Okay,
and do it fairly easy, and pull it within a particular block. So it's
that's
the
interesting.
way that the UI is being built out is there could be some really cool, interesting things that the sort of like how the BTCD got did, right, with being able to be put in that single block. That could be coming out on a token, right? I unfortunately, and fortunately, right, Bitcoin is a pay to play chain. If you have the money, you can do it.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, yeah, if it's if it's becoming a commodity, it's less fun. But
yeah.
But yeah, anyway, man, like I think we worded it pretty clearly. Like honestly, like congratulations on what you're building with like GARF. That's pretty impressive for sure. Yeah, did I forget anything that you wanted to mention during the streams? Any
No,
takeaways?
I think we pretty much hit I think we hit everything, you know. I think a good takeaway is, you know, keep looking, right? If there is a lot of people watching GARF, you know, and as we continue to deliver some things as a community council and as a community, you know, whether it be as something as just a governance platform or a token flip or something like that, you know, we're doing stuff, right? And we're everyday people investing our own time and our own resources in kind of pushing this. So it's really community ran, and once this governance platform's up, everybody in the community is going to be voting.
Awesome.
For what they would like to do with the GARF.
Nice. Okay, so basically, I will say it because yeah, you will not say it yourself, but like buy GARF, buy lasagna, buy pizza, enjoy your meals. And yeah, thank you so much, Das, for your time. Really appreciate you spending these hours together. That was cool. That was a good streams. Thank you everyone who joined in the chat, wherever you are on Twitch, Kick, Twitter, YouTube. If you're on YouTube, like the video, post a comment, share it to your friends, share it on the timeline on Twitter. We need more GARF holders. We need more decoders holders. Buy decoders, please. And yeah, we will see you in the next streams in 2 hours. I'm going live again. I want to talk about AI. But
Nice.
Das, thank you so much again. And yeah, everyone, follow him. All of the links are in the description. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Vince. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
And that's a wrap. Enjoy the live stream. We'll see you in the next one. But before that, make sure to subscribe, like, and share the video.